So, taking what I've told you and putting it in the context of living eternally now, okay? And taking your life, and let's just walk with me here. Walk out of your space of temporal living and enter into the space of eternity with me, which all these teachings really came from, because the practice is all about teaching you how to live eternally, not how to just live in a moment, although it works amazing. It's more about making you aware of the fact that you're going on an eternal journey and saying, if you're going to go on an eternal journey, how are you going to live? When you're not just trying to survive your life, how are you going to live? When you're really trying to come to peace with what life really is, how are you going to live? What makes sense? I think you'd all have to agree that emotional living is a stepping stone. It is not an endpoint, because it gives you no prolonged spaces of peace. It's full of reaction. Reaction is always a high and a low, high and a low. Reaction, when you look at a reaction potential, whether it's a heart, whether it's a nerve, it always goes boom, 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 boom. There's a reason that God shows us that with every potential electrically that goes on in the body. It's because that's what emotion does. Boom, 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 boom. We want to kind of get more of that sinus wave pattern, that real gentle movement. So we eliminate the highs and the lows. Living eternally, it's not appropriate. Why? Because can you get to a deep, prolonged space of peace when you're navigating like this? Oh my God, it's okay. Oh my God, it's okay. Oh, everything's good, Oh my God, okay, it's okay. And in those moments of emotional reaction, are you present with your God? Are you present with your force and source? Or are you absent? Absent. Do you see it? Do you get it? It's so right in front of you. It's what it is. When you're in that space, you're disconnecting because you're not having this knowing that there's divine order. You're not having, it's not right and I'm angry. That shouldn't have happened. Or, oh my God, what's going to happen? And that's why people who live in a constant state of emotional guidance, and I see people on all levels, they're always like, I don't, where is God? And they have to have this incredible amount of faith that God exists simply because they're keeping themselves in a space that doesn't allow it. The people that cling to their faith most strongly are the ones that are the most emotional. And God love them, they need to. If they let go of all their emotional reactions and judgments and opinions that come as a result of them, they don't need to cling to their faith so much because they're like, wow, that worked out. Oh my God, look how that fell into place. Wow, I didn't know that. Wow, look what happened there. And God just starts proving itself to them. And amazingly, as God does that, they come to a deeper space of peace. They start to live life as it being all good. And as a side effect of living life intuitively, which is that life is all good and we're here to experience it and be honest with it, what types of emotions do they start having more of, good or bad? Good. Because when the emotional reaction follows the intuitive truth, it's good. When the emotional reaction precedes the intuition, it's bad because it belongs behind. Know the truth, have a reaction. Know the truth, have a reaction. So that way, even if you're having a negative emotional reaction, at least you know that you're having an irrational emotional reaction. Well, I'm angry about that. Well, why am I angry? I don't even know really why I'm angry. I was just angry. Which gets me to my next point. Most emotions come from past life experience. Not just past life, past life. How do I know this? Because I have people that come to see me that have emotional reactions to things, and they are very spiritual people, very conscious, very dedicated to doing the right things in their life. And they're like, I can't understand why I can't get on an airplane. Have you ever had a bad experience? No. I mean, I'm drilling them. Because my first option is not to look in past lives. My first option is look in the life you're in. You know, there's nothing mystical or magical about past lives for me. They're very normal, but I start with what's most familiar to them. Did you have a problem? No. Did your mother have? No. All right, so then we open up and we go into this, and then you start to see their past life experiences, who they were, what they went through. And when you release those things when you release those people from those places, remember, we are energy moving through space, measured by time. Energy moving through space measured in time. Time is, and time is not accurate either because time can bend and move and change. So all you need to know is that if you as a field of consciousness had a negative emotional experience in a space and time and kept moving past it and you didn't resolve it, it's unresolved. And all unresolved, unconscious energy that's resisting the natural order of life will at some point need to be resolved. Life doesn't care if in your little space of consciousness it was 200 years ago. Life is saying, needs to be resolved. Bring it up. Oh my God, why am I having all these panic attacks? I've never had panic attacks in my life. I don't know what's going on. And trust me when I tell you, very few past life reliefs are, oh, I was the Queen of England. And, well, I got news for you. There was only so many queens of England, and you all couldn't have been the Queen of England. So, get over it. And if you were the Queen of England and it was an amazing experience, what is the chance that that needs to be released so you can come into a higher space of consciousness? It-T-bit-T. So, most of the time past life experiences are where there was something really unpleasant done to you or you were doing something really unpleasant to somebody else. And we've all been all of it, so get over it. We've all been the murderer, we've all been murdered, we've all been the rapist, we've all been raped, we've all been everything. And if that's too much for you to look at past lives that way, then look at your own life. You've all been the one that's been judged for doing something, and you've all judged somebody else. So the point of it all is get over it, let it go, move on, it's irrelevant. We all have to be this before we can be that. It's the way it goes. So people have these triggered emotions, and they don't have any real basis for where they're coming from in their life, and that's why I look into past life releases. Again, the reason I bring this up is not to challenge whether you believe in past lives or not. It's to make you aware of the fact that, again, for a lot of reasons, the emotional reactions you're having to your current situation are completely inaccurate about what's really going on now. So how do you know what's really going on now? All right? Well, you become a student of what's really going on. You don't let your emotions, first of all, you don't let your emotions decide what's really going on now. You have your emotions and go, okay, that's how I feel emotionally. Now what's really going on? And you look at it intuitively, and you look at it. What's going on? What's really going on? And again, not in the big picture. Do it moment by moment. And you apply what you've learned in the first chapter of the practice, the couple chapters of the practice. Everybody's doing their best. There's a reason and a purpose for every situation. It's all good. What am I supposed to learn? Life loves me. What am I supposed to learn from this? Not what is someone trying to do to hurt me? How do I need to avoid this? This isn't fair. How are you going to learn when that's how you're stepping into the moment? Even though that may be how your emotions want you to, you have to let your emotions happen and go, all right, what's really going on? I don't want to be protected from this. Okay, I don't want to be spared this. I don't want to let my emotions tell me that I don't need to go through this anymore. What am I really supposed to learn? And most of the time, what you're going to be learning in the beginning is to just let go of your emotional reaction to it and just move into it in a deeper space of love, acceptance, and peace and just go, okay, those had nothing to do with it. Okay, those had nothing to do with it. Okay, those had nothing to do with it. And these big emotional voices in your being, they start getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller until the point when they happen, like they'll happen with me, and many times I'll just start to laugh. Like, oh, come on. How can I be angry at that? Well, what was that all about? Like, it's just an afterthought. And as that happens, the pylons in your life start to move away, and you start to be able to walk through life, and you start to know what life's about. You start to see what life's teaching you, and you don't have the distraction of emotional field all the time. And you don't have the physical suffering caused by it, and you don't have the nutritional deficiencies caused by it. Because if you don't think that emotional stress causes nutritional deficiency, you're crazy. And that's why a lot of you who first come to see me, we do a lot of nutritional work. And all of you notice, that as you let go of your emotional patterns and as you practice being more at peace, okay, what do your nutritional levels do? All of you. They stabilize. Yeah, they go down. They stabilize and go down. Stabilize and go down. Stabilize and go down. And maybe you'll go through an incredibly traumatic experience where you're really processing a lot of emotion, okay, and you're letting a lot of emotion go. and I'll then support that system that's letting a lot of emotion go with a nutrition or Dr. Mike will or whatever, to help support that system that's stressed, not just because it's experiencing the emotion anymore. You've already got that this really has nothing to do with my life now, but it's releasing a lot of that emotion, and we want to support that release.